What's up, everybody? This is Crash from GBR and I'm bringing you another review. Today it's Mr. Shifty. Mr. Shifty is a top-down shooter brought to you by Team Shifty and tinyBuild, and it is available now on Steam and the Nintendo Switch. And you can pick it up right now at the Nintendo store for $14.99. All footage you are seeing is from the Nintendo Switch version. So let's jump right into it. First up is content. So Mr. Shifty is a single-player only top-down shooter where you play as a guy named Mr. Shifty who can shift through walls and slow down time so he can flank enemies and punch the living hell out of them. So Mr. Shifty's weapon of choice are his fists, but he can pick up the many weapons that are going to be dropped as you destroy the environments. Now Mr. Shifty can only pick up melee weapons, and they could be anything from cushions to sticks to even a broom. Now these weapons will give you a slight edge because now you'll be able to one-hit kill most of the enemies throughout the game. But the weapons don't last forever and will usually break within 3 hits. So the entire game consists of Mr. Shifty trying to make his way from the bottom of the tower to the top over 18 different stages. As you progress up the tower, you'll be introduced to new enemy types and you have to figure out different ways to defeat them. The game can take anywhere between 3 and 5 hours depending on how good you are at shifting and how many times you die. Next up, performance! As far as Mr. Shifty's performance, he does not perform particularly well. Not only are there plenty of loading screens that you're going to have to sit through, the game also suffers from significant frame rate issues. And there doesn't seem to be any rhyme or reason for the frame rate issues. When the game wants to slow down, it's going to slow down. One highlight on Mr. Shifty's performance though on a Nintendo Switch is the rumble support. The precision rumble support adds that extra realism as you're punching people in the face and you can feel it within your own hands. Next up, graphics! So one thing Mr. Shifty has going for him is he is in one pretty looking game. The game isn't a graphical powerhouse, but it is filled with sharp textures and vibrant colors, and the environmental destruction is well done. Kicking an enemy through a window or bashing his head into a wall is a satisfying experience. Now the one drawback to Mr. Shifty's graphical prowess, and you'll realize this 2 or 3 levels in, is that all the levels begin to look the same. And because of this, the game's look will become pretty stale early on in your playthrough. Next up, sound! So the sound in Mr. Shifty is pretty much left up to the sound effects and the background music, both of which I have no complaints over. There are a wide range of sound effects used throughout Mr. Shifty, and it is definitely the standout in this game. And while the game's background music is well done and fits right into this game, it does become stale just like the graphics. Next up, controls! So other than using your analog to control Mr. Shifty, the game uses only a few buttons to play. One button will be used to punch or use weapons, the other will be used to shift through walls, and the last button will be used to interact with objects in the environment or pick up the weapons. The controls for the most part are tight and responsive, but there are certain sections in this game that will frustrate you due to the controls. These sections involve getting past lasers without your shifting ability. You'll know what I'm talking about when you get there. Last up, delivery! So the game Mr. Shifty starts out with a bang. The graphics, sound, and gaming mechanics pull you in right from the start. But everything Mr. Shifty has going on for it is introduced within the first level or two, and leaves Mr. Shifty feeling more like Mr. Stiffy as the game feels stale after only an hour or two. It's a shame because this game has a lot of potential to be something awesome. Unfortunately, it just doesn't feel like it's fully fledged out. So I rate games on a buy now, buy later, or never buy. This is a never buy. Throughout my playthrough of Mr. Shifty, I couldn't get past the feeling that this game was overstaying its welcome. There was just not enough substance or challenge to keep my interest through the 5 hours of my playthrough. So if you like the review, maybe subscribe, give me a thumbs up, and you can always give me a thumbs down if you don't. Until next time, keep on gaming.